shop for can't trust him cause he not my cause we worried about getting figures. All my ain't father figures, just know my quick to pop it.
Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
It's that hate, boy. Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. It's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no I in this. Tell them line it up like a four.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. Greg Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. To throw at the outset, here's Hurts. And that one going to come up short, low throw.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing is Hurts. They'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber and runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? You just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Hurts. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you put a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Play fake. Cousins. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that we come to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He was out there waving his arms. When you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Hurts. Quick slant here to Smith.
He will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Hurts to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. So Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Aaron Sipas out now to punt on 4th down. Here comes Rager. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run it again with Cook. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Following a good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. On 2nd down, Cook. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Running for it, here's Cook. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. So a bold call that this drive will forge on. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. Play action now, Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Flushed out right. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he has another first down. So they roll down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. And the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now Cousins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Cousins to throw it. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. KJ Osborne, 34 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Works for the TD grab.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we'll leave it. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Vikings 7, Eagles 3.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, the offense had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker, partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he will not bring it out. He'll just go down to a knee here for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. From the gun, it's Hurts. And And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quickly, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Hurts throw complete there to Smith. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, Hurts. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee, because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They go play action. Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Hassan Reddick. What a play by him. That's a loss of 17. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
And here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And
it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Under pressure, they got him again. Taking down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. The Eagles send out their punter now. As he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are backed up as far as they can be. They're going to start this drive at their own 1.
And it was on this very site in the old Metrodome. Obviously, this is a new stadium. But remember, Tony Dorsett broke off a 99-yard touchdown run on a Monday night game against the Vikings, one that we'll remember for the ages.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. On 3rd down, Cousins. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take the...
Your energy, I don't like that. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your energy. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. Let's go. Don't make me jog your memory. I did upgrade, you didn't upgrade it. The world, how they forgetting me. Please make it make some sense to me. How you talking about the greatest, still ain't greatest, still ain't mention me. Them bands cause I want the symphony. 15 in it went instantly. Lately I've been catching plays, it's like it's meant to be. I got rich in the pandemic, meant to be. Don't do too much, I keep it simple. You cloud chasing, trying to make the people feel you. Boys need to slow it down, I'm talking real screw. Penthouse at the top with the clear view. Oh, look, I don't like your energy, I don't like it. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. You an enemy. All them lies you telling, I can't let that be the end of me. No, probably cause your girl feeling me. It's a flag on the play, all these catching penalties. Look, I don't like your energy. I don't like the fake handshake, snake tendency. Let's go. You not my kind, I know kin to me. Heard you told my girl about all of them that's DMing me. Why they hogging up the recipe? Heard they talking like...
We are about 10 miles or so southwest of downtown Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway in Southern California. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They begin with Michel on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. Really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert steps away to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
First down 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Where any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 38, Jackson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That was Travis Jones working his way through and sticking him behind the line.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
On 2nd and 12, Herbert. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Tyus Bowser blowing that play up. Herbert jogs off, and out comes Dustin Hopkins to take this kick for L.A. on 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here comes Carter. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
13 yards on the play. And the Chargers 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert off of play action. Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 30.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he is going to lose yardage here. Justin Madubuike firing across the line there and planting him for a loss.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Tyus Bowser, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Mike Williams, 38 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism meets you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Edwards. And some room to maneuver. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there's some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
But you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. 7 yards for the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson setting up the screen here to Edwards. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought, is, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. Man open is Robinson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Jackson to throw. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. He could only get a yard after all that. It's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Devin Duvernay from 8 yards out. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Ravens 7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Charger drive about to get going.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
Now it's Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's got room. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Busted upward, 77 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And these guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
Set at the line for this next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
There's Jackson on third and long. This is caught by Robinson. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to not get away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 33. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ravens 7.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Michael Davis.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Herbert. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. What a play. The big man comes up with the interception. Puts together, Charles, a nice little return, too.
Yeah, he's not going to make anybody forget Darrell Green or Rod Woodson, but look at him lug that thing. He decided it was his. A lot of people might have thought about lateraling it there. No shot. Trying to take it the distance.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. James Crochet, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Charger drive about to get going. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Tyus Bowser getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Michael Davis. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, They further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
Hopkins with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes,
and his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Nasir Adderley, and the Chargers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Partner, when you're playing cover two, this is like a tag.
Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas.